Hi, everybody. Welcome to another Prog Report podcast. It's our monthly reaction videos, our first one for 2025. And yes, we are all wearing the same shirt. So
That was a happy accident.
we did not
Yeah.
plan it. So, there you go. We are those kind of people. Anyway, joining me again are Vic and Dan. How you guys doing?
Doing great. Thanks for having us.
I'm doing great as well. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, we're only towards the end of January, and there's already way too many songs and way too many albums on the way. And 2025, by the looks of it, is just already going to be ridiculous, where we're trying to eliminate enough albums to make a best of podcast at the end of the year. It's already heading that way, and
It's
we already
tough.
know we're getting a new Dream Theater, a new Steven Wilson, Charlie Griffith's album is coming out. We have a Jethro Tull. I mean, that's just, the first couple of months of the year. So it's crazy already. What have you guys been enjoying so far? Obviously we're listening to the Dream Theater and checking that out.
Well, I had to spend a lot of time with Dream Theater as I was the lucky one to review it for the Prog Report. And I must say that album rules. I really enjoy it. I'm not sure if you're listening to any of it today, but if so, then I'll save some comments for that. But I've been listening to that. I've been listening to, well, stuff that I usually listen to. Honestly, I need to focus on some of the more like newer stuff. Steven Wilson when we get to it, and Pattern Seeking Animals. I know they have a new album coming out, and that's a band I really enjoy. So looking
Yeah,
forward to
that's
all of
another
that.
band. I mean, it's crazy. Vic, what about you?
Listening to the Dream Theater, just digesting that and just really enjoying it. I've actually gone back a little bit. I'm on a real Neil Morris kick. With the Resonance, I'm enjoying that album a lot. And it's just one of those things that it just really sits well, and I don't know, it kind of feels like home cooking. So I'm kind of hanging out in that space for now, and
Yeah.
just really looking forward to stuff like Charlie's continuation for the Tiktaalika stuff, because that's all I'm just salivating at the thrash that's about to come out of that album. So the video that was released was really cool. So
Yeah. So speaking of that, why don't we start there
yeah,
for our
Let's do it.
reactions? Let's go ahead and head into Tiktaalika land.
Beneath the Remains t-shirt. Yes.
So
Sepultura,
he
baby.
has
Do Brasil.
So Charlie Griffiths, of course, is the guitarist for Haken. A couple years ago, he released a Charlie Griffiths Tiktaalika album. Now the band is officially called Tiktaalika. That's what he's gone with. And similar, I think some of the musicians are still the same. We have Darby Todd on drums and some of the guest vocals. That guy Daniel from Textures is singing. He's singing on this track. Forget his last name. Tommy Rogers is on a track. Like some of those similar style, and it's in that thrash metal, Metallica, Megadeth, all that kind of stuff that he was doing. And it's fun, man. It's just a fun thing to listen to. Have you guys seen the video yet? Have you watched this first video?
No, I haven't.
You haven't seen it? Okay. So there's a funny there's a funny intro to it, which we'll play a little bit of it, and then we'll jump into the song. I don't want to take too long on it, but
Dan will appreciate the beginning of the video.
Let's do it.
It's really cool. Let me know if you can't hear it before, while we get started.
Dan.
All right, Charlie.
Hello, mate.
Have you got my cover?
Yeah, it literally just came. I'm going to open it now because I know you wanted to get my reaction. All right? I'll put you on speaker. Hang on. There we go.
Drum roll, please.
Check this out. The big reveal, mate.
So what do you reckon?
Oh. Oh, yeah, it's looking... I mean...
Love the background
will
music.
the final one have colour?
Yeah, it will do, but I've run out of digital paint, so I'm going to need you to go and dig out the old Crayolas.
Right.
Colour it yourself, basically.
Colour it myself. Okay.
Yeah, if you could, mate.
All right, I'll give it a go.
Good luck.
All right, cheers, mate. Bye.
Look.
That's it.
That's awesome, right?
Yeah.
There's nothing that like this kind of metal is so fun, you know? Let's skip a little bit.
Do not lose control. Those reptiles we ignore. Demons carve those bones. Just close your mind outside for you. Tonight those men of straw. The evidence is flawed. Now I'll just close that door. Their lives carry on and on and on. Faceless deceivers, ancient cathedrals. Faithless believers in gods of Pangea.
Anyway, yeah.
So
I think it's killer.
it sounds great. It's right in that area of thrash metal. And as I understand, his phone conversation was with Dan Goldsworthy,
Which,
which
by
is
the
the
way,
artist. Yeah,
Yeah,
who
made
did
this.
cover?
That's
Yeah,
right.
he made this.
That's right, he did.
Yeah, so a bunch of full circle moments in here, and Dan is very talented. And seeing
Yeah.
him actually draw it and do the whole painting thing in front of us.
Wait, that
coloring,
wasn't-
I guess.
that wasn't Charlie doing it in the video. I'm surprised.
I'm sure Charlie is talented like that. He would do a killer job as well. But yeah, man, that's cool. I love the song. I listened to it a couple of times, but not with the video. But yeah, fun stuff.
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting for those of us really thrashers that the cover reminds me of one of the Death albums called Spiritual Healing. The preacher that's on the cover kind of has that same sort of kind of evil look and all that. So
Yeah, maybe
I'm
he
sure-
was inspired by the Left to Die artwork that he did,
Oh,
because
okay.
it's right on the death vein and all that. I just think like when you have creative artistic direction like that, it really elevates the album because I remember when the first Tiktaalika album came out, that video with the creature playing the guitar.
Yes. Yes,
It's something that's so memorable, it elevates so much of the album.
Yeah. Oh no, that instrumental was great, and how they got all that programmed and animated was awesome.
Well, you know what? He didn't just go and make a. And I'm not saying this to like talk bad about somebody who does it like this, but he didn't just go make an album of just random songs with just nothing going on. Like there's a whole concept, like you said, from the artwork to the even the band name, the whole thing around it. And you're right, it does make it seem like more of a thing that you can get into. You know what I mean? And I think he plans to keep going with it. It looks like. I mean, this is the
No, that's
second
awesome.
album. Yeah, it has a style, and I think people dig it. And he's not trying to be Haken in any way. You know what I mean?
No.
So it's really cool. I really like it.
Yeah, I dig it too, dude. I definitely hear like some progressive influence, but it's all in all just thrash metal, heavy guitar stuff.
He's been
We will be
posting-
having. Sorry, go ahead.
He's been posting video shorts of him playing all sorts of 80s thrash, whether it's Metallica or Megadeth or Testament, or it's really cool. Go to his Instagram account and you can see the shorts where he's playing all that stuff. Really cool stuff. You can tell that's the inspiration for this.
We will be
Absolutely.
having Charlie on for a very special Wheel of something very soon. So I'm not going to say exactly what it is
Yeah.
yet. All right,
But the
moving
band
on.
has been mentioned.
Moving on, Jason Bieler and the Baron von Bielski Orchestra didn't fit there, but the first single from his upcoming album called The Escapologist.
Ah,
The album comes out on February 21st. The song is out today, Savior. Jason's just the coolest. He's very, if you know him from Saigon Kick back in the 90s, and they had a couple of hits, and then he did some other stuff, and he's had a couple of solo albums under this Baron von Bielski thing over the last few years that we've covered on the channel. He always comes up with something interesting, something different. It's not traditional prog, but it really falls into what we cover a lot of times as stuff that's just outside of the prog world, like, because nothing is normal with what he does. It's weird songs, weird instrumentation. Every song is different. Some songs have weird time signatures. Some songs are straightforward. He can do anything he wants on any record. And the same goes for this one. So it's a lot of fun. And the album's available for pre-order now and all that. This song's called Savior. Again, if you listen to it, it's bonkers. I don't know if we're going to get to it, but this drummer, Edu Kamanoto or something, I forget his last name, but he plays drums with like Soto, Jeff Scott Soto, and he's from Brazil. He's just an insane drummer. The playing on this is amazing. So I'm just going to check this out for a second. See what you guys think. Well, you get the idea. Yeah, pretty cool stuff, I think. Very different.
It's dancey. It's not what I expected. I like the
No.
trumpets in the back. It's kind of a Latin feel.
yep, absolutely.
Yeah, I enjoy it, dude. I remember when you first introduced me to Jason Bieler because I wasn't familiar with Saigon Kick at all, and that was probably his last studio album, maybe 3 years ago. You told me that he made up a bunch of names for the credits on the album, and I thought that was one of the funniest things I ever heard. So I really enjoy and respect him. I remember listening
Yeah.
and enjoying that last album, so I'll definitely give this one a shot as well.
This one is only 10 songs. It's a little bit shorter. The last couple albums were really long, 15 songs. So it's a little bit easier to sort of absorb, I guess. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. I think it's great stuff.
He strikes me as kind of living in that universe where Devin Townsend lives, where it's hard to
Yeah.
pinpoint him, but he's a musical genius and just tries things out, and it works. It works. Even with the imagery there, it's kind of disturbing, but
Yeah.
it works.
And he never puts himself in a video. All the videos are weird like this. He doesn't want to do that. You'll never see him in anything. And even his promo photos, they're sort of his face on different people's bodies and things. Like it's never normal.
Definitely
So-
an eccentric character, that one.
Yeah. Anyway, that comes out February 21st. Okay, moving on.
And
Let's
the
see,
drummer
what's
you were
this?
talking about is called Edu Cominato. Yeah,
That's
he
it.
is
Oh, I
Brazilian.
almost got it right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's awesome. All right, sometime in February, we've covered these guys in the past. Trio from North Carolina, really young guys, just really cool instrumental guitar stuff. Tristan, the main guy, the guitar player, he's awesome, and I think a name that's just going to get more and more known as this keeps going along. He's up there with these great guys that we all talk about. So yeah, let's check this out. Oh, sorry, I should mention. This is from their debut album, which was announced, Where Mountains Hide, which comes out on March 21st. So that's available now for pre-order. And there's been a few singles that have come out from this already. This is the first single since the album was announced. but it's a really good track.
Nice.
Get the idea?
I could listen to it all day, dude. They
Yeah.
are awesome. I really enjoy it. I love the atmosphere that it's just three dudes and they're hanging out and playing some very complicated music. And this is something that you guys might be used to, but I'm not. I hate when I see people younger than me be very talented. And
Please,
this
that
is-
ship has sailed for being Vic. It is, that
Yeah,
ship has
well,
sailed.
We're
but it's
watching
something
you,
new for
so
me. So yeah, when I see Tristan play, he's just mind blowing. I've seen some of their other videos. They're really cool, and they just seem like cool dudes. You know, I could hang out with
Yeah.
them and listen to Prog and eat chips and play Mario Kart or whatever, and I think we'd have a fun time.
this
I
just
think,
to me
I think that's about it. Yeah.
this is like if Tim Henson and Pelini, were mixed into one style. He seems to have that kind of just feel and style and heaviness and all that. It's really cool. It's
Yeah,
really
Yeah,
cool.
he's very, very tasteful. When he plays, it's very melodic. It's and it is shreddy, but I don't know. It's something about it, the way they play and the way when you see them in the video too. It looks like it's
Effortless.
easy,
Yeah,
right?
totally.
The
Agreed.
drummer's like almost looking bored, and he's playing. It's really good, like how he's playing, right?
Yeah.
He's not
And
even
that bass
trying.
player is mind blowing. The guitarist that Tristan reminds me the most of is Chris Latchford from Scale the Summit.
Yes,
They have a
that's
similar style.
very yes.
Yeah.
I've had
You know
that
what? That's-
comparison a lot.
It's an
Yeah.
excellent reference. Yes.
Yeah, good
Any
stuff.
idea who mixed or produced this album? Because it's doing a good job.
I have that information somewhere. We'll have to circle back to that.
All right.
Okay. Next is another new band that's signed to Inside Out. They do not have an album yet or anything announced. This is their second just standalone single. The band's called Royal Sorrow from Finland. It's very so you'll hear it. It's sort of really melodic. It's in that Leprous Vola vein, but maybe even more streamlined, like almost like this. This is hit music, really.
Okay.
I think this song is killer, and I hopefully these guys are able to find a little bit more of an audience even outside of the prog world. But I think this is really catchy and cool stuff. So I think I wrote down that I'm gonna skip. a
Sounds
little
like
bit.
something Dan's going to get a real kick out of.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Maybe.
And Roy,
Yeah.
Roy did send it to us in the big group with all of us. I
Yes.
hadn't had time to check out.
I don't know if anybody checked it out yet.
But-
Okay,
I've
so,
not
yeah.
checked it out.
All right.
Hinder voice so unrelenting. I've
Wow.
built a wall
Big drums.
out of repressed emotions. The river must flow. I was grasping on until my hands were broken. Walked so far that I can barely stand. I got stuck too deep within distorted notions, but now
Anyway, get the idea. I just love that hook, man. That stuck with me for days after I heard that chorus.
That's a great. I was going to
Yeah,
say that's a
that's
great
it.
chorus. Very good groove.
Hmm. I enjoyed that as well. It reminds me a little bit of a band that I'm not sure if you guys know, Agent Fresco. Are
I
you
know
familiar
of
with
them.
it?
I don't know all their stuff. I've heard them.
I have to check them out.
So they have an amazing album, and this kind of reminds me of that style. I have like this short list of albums that I want to recommend for Progress, and that's on there. So
Okay. All right.
we'll
Cool.
get to it.
I
But
you don't hear a
I
lot of.
enjoy,
I hear Vola in here a lot.
yeah, I hear some of it too, and I enjoy. I want to check out the whole thing if it's a band that has solos in it, or if it's not their thing. You know, kind of want to.
They've only
gauge
released two
the
songs.
whole
The
thing.
previous track is called Metrograve, which is also really cool. It came out about a couple months ago. I think they're
Mhm.
sort of just spacing stuff out. They haven't announced the full album. I'm assuming one eventually will be announced, but just getting their thing going. I think it's good stuff. So hoping more people check it out. Really cool. Royal Sorrow, check it out.
That's cool.
Okay.
That sounds great.
Nice.
Next is well, we referred to this band, one of the bands that we've covered and we all like very much, Pattern Seeking Animals. They have a
Mhm.
new album on the way on February 14th called Friend of All Creatures. It's Ted Leonard, John Baghold, Dave Meros, and Jimmy Keegan. Again, doing their thing. This is their fifth album in 5 years or something. I mean, they just keep churning these things out. Just reliable prog in that kind of vein, you know, the Spock's Beard land, I guess we'll call it. I'll skip to a little bit. This is the second or third single. They just keep releasing sort of videos from this. Anyway, it's called In My Dying Days. Cool track.
I was a madman at the edge, forever haunted by the wasted moments lost.
Go Ted.
And as I walked along the ever-crumbling ledge, I faced the last bridge to be crossed. I'll shed this vessel when I leave its mortal mooring, beyond the morning where the earthbound hope to fly, and hang on for the ride. In my dying day, when I find my way up to the light, I fall back dropping down into the dim days. In my dying days, oh, in my dying days.
I have a question.
Man, I think,
Um,
yeah.
you did a top five podcast with Dave and John, and they talked
Yeah.
about Kansas songs and all that stuff. When the violin kicks in there, it kind of has that Kansas feel.
This song is straight Kansas.
Is this one of the ones
right?
that was submitted that they never used, so
Hmm.
they took it for themselves? Because it's
Oh, I don't recall. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think he said that. I don't remember if this song was mentioned on as one of their choices. Yes, I think Dave Meros picked this song. But yeah, this one sounds very much Kansas-y. I
Yeah.
mean, for sure, right?
Ted
Yeah,
just hits
and-
that magic spot. It's great, man.
Oh yeah, you could hear Ted singing all day, dude. I'm big into PSA. I think they do a great job. Every album has some real like highlights. I'm excited to see if they do something different on this one. I mean, because they kind of have the similar vibe. It's always kind of the same thing. It's of course quality and stuff that I enjoy. I particularly love their second and third albums. I think they're amazing. But yeah, man, I like this song. I've listened to it a couple of times. I like the violin. I think Ted's vocals are great, and the chorus is really good as well. I'm just excited. It's a lot of music. It's kind of overwhelming, honestly.
It's
But,
a lot. I know. I know.
yeah.
It's crazy. Ted is always great to hear sing. Honestly, he is. He's just one of the best singers that we've had for the last many decades. He's great. He's still great. Yeah, that always
And
is
I'm
what
really,
appeals to me. And
I'm
I
really
think,
glad. Sorry, I was just gonna say I'm really glad that we have an outlet to hear Dave Merrill's bass sound because it's one of a kind.
the best. He's the best. One of the best bass players ever. Yep. Okay. And of course, we're going to end with a little band called Dream Theater
I
that
think I've
we
heard
can't
of.
cover
Who?
enough on this channel. Um, and yeah, this is called Midnight Messiah. It's the third single. I'm sure most of you have heard it by now, but why not? We'll cover it anyway. From the album Parasomnia, comes out on February 7th, and the North America tour kicks off February 7th as well. This is sort of a live compilation video, footage from the European tour, some footage from the London show that Dan, you and I were at. A couple of our friends make a cameo appearance in this video as well. Just a killer heavy song in that As I Am kind of vein. Great playing, great drumming by Mike. I feel like a lot of us we like the Mike Mangini era, and we for what it was also. But this is a song that I feel like exists only in the Portnoy era. To me,
Yep,
when he's in the band. I don't know if you guys agree with that.
I do actually. Totally. Well, let's hear what you got, and then I'll save my
Okay,
comments
I'm
for
gonna
later.
skip to the end because I think most of us have heard the song, so I'm just gonna skip to play like the last couple of minutes because this solo is badass and I like it. So
Amen.
we're gonna go to
Yeah.
that.
In my life, I lost all self-control. Like a sword piercing this dying soul, breaking and shaking and left in the cold. Watch this compulsive obsession unfold. Midnight Messiah, darkness descends, eternally wired. That's when it will never end. I can't get my back up, I can't get my collector. I'm never come back there again. Keep moving, move, you're never alone. Forever alive in your head. Twilight eternal. Midnight Messiah.
Keep an eye out right now. Keep an eye out right now. There's Kyle. There's right there.
Yeah, dude. So I remember first time I listened to this song, I thought that was a fake ending, and they would go back to da 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 da. The
Right.
Metallica thing. Because this song, dude, I remember first time I listened to it. This chorus really took me off guard. I wasn't expecting them to go
Yes.
like
Yeah.
full Damage Inc. All of a
Right.
sudden, like after you get used to it, it becomes like normal and something you're again
Yeah.
used
You know
to.
what? I agree.
The first time it was boom,
Yeah.
You go, what? They're doing this? It was really surprising. Of course, they've had plenty of thrash metal elements before, but I think the way they've done this with the organs on top of the guitars and doing a couple of things different. The choices for keyboard tones and the guitars and the interplay and the duet reminds me a little bit of Symphony X, so that might be a reason why I like it so much. But I really think this song is top 3 on that album, and it's really, really fun. I cannot wait to hear it live. That's, because the thing is, when bands are really well established, most of the fan base, most of the fan base, they kind of want to hear the old stuff. I want to hear they do Under a Glass Moon or whatever. When you have a new song that people are pumped for, I think that's a real statement. So the energy that Mike brings is super welcome. I think it was dearly missed, you know, and the stuff he does with the lyrics here, with the callbacks. I saw some people
I love
online
that
saying it
stuff.
was
I thought it
cheesy
was
or
really
whatever.
cool.
I love
I
that
don't
too.
get-
I think that's
I don't know why it's cheesy.
Yeah.
It immediately like think about how cool that is though. You don't know the words, right? None of us have the album with the lyrics, and you're listening to it, and without even noticing, you hear constant motion, and you go, oh, you know what I mean? And then you hear strange deja vu, and you know exactly. Oh, he meant, you know what I mean? That's cool. I think that's super neat, and he
They've
does
done
it
that-
really well.
They've done
Yeah.
that before when, in
course.
Octavarium, they start bringing in,
Yeah,
Lucy in
yeah,
the
yeah.
Sky with Diamonds and all that stuff. So now I really just every time I hear this stuff, being a metal guy back in the mid 90s when Century Media got started and all these metal bands were starting to come up and they sounded great because you had this guy, Andy Sneap, that had an incredible sound as far as balancing the kick and the bass and the distortion guitars. This is the magic that he brings. Mike Portnoy's drums have never sounded this good. The balance between the double kicks when he flams the kicks or he's doing the double bass, they are perfectly balanced. Petrucci's guitar sound is just a wall. The keyboards when it kicks in on the chorus, so cool. Andy Sneap has knocked it out of the park. If it's possible to take their sound to a different level, he has done that. And
Yeah, I agree that, dude. I
Well,
agree.
we should also give Jimmy T is the one who engineers it.
Yes.
We got to give him some props too, because
Oh, no.
ever since he's been on board the last few albums, it's made a big difference with the sound.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Yeah, and
Absolutely.
something I mentioned in my review is that I think regardless of personal preference, this is the best sounding Dream Theater album. You know,
Absolutely.
When you consider,
It's hard to
like, the
argue that it's
modern-
not. I mean,
Yeah,
there's not anything in here where you go, I wish this sounded.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
John
Nothing.
Myung's bass it has not sounded like this in a very long time. It's there.
dude.
It's got the grit. No, it's as an audiophile, this is really, really fun to listen to.
yeah, I really miss
Yeah.
this lineup, man. They really can do some magic.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I mean, again, it's just weird, but it's not about the technicality that changed, because you're not going to argue that Mangini's not a great, amazing technical drummer. It's just the magic that happens when these guys are together. That's it.
Yep.
Sometimes it's unexplainable. That's
There's-
all it is.
I think there's a certain ebb and flow and tug and pull that these songs are, in the realm of prog metal. To be more dynamic is something that has, some slight subtleties as to how you play certain things. This lineup captures that. And I think that's what almost gives it a more human aspect as opposed to just having that, 1,000 notes per minute. Everything is perfect, which I really enjoy, but that's what makes this one different.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to do, we are going to release our review soon, and then we're going to do a podcast where hopefully where a few of us can come on, and we're just going to do sort of a video review where everybody, round table discussion of the record, which I want to do. So I don't want to go too heavy detail into talking about it past this. But so that's 6 songs. I think it's all really cool stuff. The year, like I said, I think is off to an awesome start. And there's more stuff to come, man. It's crazy times. Also, I just want to thank everybody that watches our channel. We just passed 25,000 subscribers on the YouTube channel, which is, pretty cool. We didn't try to have any subscribers. So the fact that we have any and that we hit 25,000 is sort of mind blowing to me, but we just try to have some fun, and I guess some people like it. So that's pretty cool.
So officially,
Thanks
Roy,
for-
congratulations on that milestone. That's awesome.
Yeah, man.
Oh, it's you guys, man. It's everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody has
Just
everybody
last
has a
week,
team.
I purchased 1,200 subscribers or so. So I'm glad to see it's paying off.
It worked. It worked.
Yeah, and thanks to my cousin Joey for creating fake accounts to subscribe, and that was really awesome, man.
That was awesome. Thank you for that.
Quiet.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. So
Okay.
well,
let's wrap it up.
yeah. Let's wrap it up here. All right, guys. Anyway, thank you very much for joining us on the podcast, and we'll see y'all again real soon. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Boom.
Hey, thanks for checking out the podcast. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, wherever you get your podcasts. Follow us on all our socials and ProgReport.com, and we'll see y'all again real soon. Thanks.